The story of me and Isiah in death. The reason why I love to make this video is, because Isiah, was one of the most interesting characters on my channel, literally, and I just got done, explaining, having you recognize what it means to be, my role, Cartoon Network. This is the ultimate, explanation of what happened freshman year in depth, because what I do on the channel is I give you a biased opinion instead of telling you the full story details. Like, did I tell you that every single lunchtime I used to try to, flirt with Rihanna and say stupid shit to Isiah, and Isiah would always punch me in my chest when he used to bench 200 pounds? But before I was the king of turf. That's because I go into detail about, later, explanations of training they got from being a gang member, like being connected to a juggalo gang, drug dealing, doing harder drugs. As far as the school sample, what they're trying to say that I was a sample of immaturity. They tried to say with me, everything revolves around a toothpick, a toothpick that's shaped like Jimmy Neutron. So what you don't know is Isiah was 16 as a freshman and I was 14. And he, went out with Rihanna with me knowing that he was older and that he was more desperate. But in actuality, I was more desperate because I was hanging out with her, holding hands with him every single day. You see, in the channel, I only show you the good parts to make myself look good, because I'm a rapper. But in school, literally, I was talking about big dick conversations with Ben. And out of nowhere, Isiah's all like, this is why he calls himself so-called happy. Seriously, he was talking about how he played football for longer, how he used to listen to Andre Nicotina, My Ride. Go look up My Ride by Andre Nicotina. Literally, which means that he has a better selection of rap or he has a better concept of rap. And me, literally, I borrowed my mom's MP3 player and he's all like, why would your mom have Dance Gavin Dance on there? He's the one who introduced me to Eric Fabella, and he also went out with 2 girls. So the first time I hung out with him, literally, we were going, behind a superstore like Safeway or Lucky's, literally, and this guy put out a little capsule of weed, a little green bottle that was no more than like, 4 inches tall. And I'm all like, whoa, that's amazing. That's a lot of weed. And the guy who's literally looking at me over 30 years old like, this is nothing. He was also better at skateboarding. The main, trick in the big dig in Isiah literally is that he called me out for trying too hard to be a skateboarder, literally, and then Eric, ended up, breaking my board freshman year, literally, just when he was mad, and he explained the reason why he was able to break my board was because that board was shitty. That board my mom bought at Walmart. And my brother was all like, oh, they're making fun of your board because they want it. I'm like, no, they want my pussy for Jennifer Lopez. There's only one way to view that situation, literally, and there is, an explanation, literally, to why society, still isn't changing, because they're still playing shit like regular show and shit. So Isiah's biggest, enemy, his biggest, flaw where it came to contradiction with his friend Chris. Literally, Chris, was 19 and we went to the mall together. So Isiah introduced me to ecstasy pills. So I took 2 Playboy ecstasy pills when I was in high school, and it felt super fucking smack. Literally, I was thinking about literally Can't Say Goodbye, the Jiraiya video. I was listening to music like Sing for the Moment, Eminem, and you don't know how your body feels with some pills. It feels numb, literally. So what happens is somebody can tap on you and you couldn't be responding. So he has Connor, the one that tried to stab me with a knife. He has Chris. He had Kanani until she faded away. So he had a pretty good, crew going along. Isiah has a friend named Youngster who I was the most cool with, literally, who is super, tall, wearing a 6-pack. I also wore a trench coat in high school. One of those fancy coats that you get from mob bosses. Literally, I had my Inspector Faggot going on. So what this is for, the whole point of you and me and Isiah is, with me and skateboarding, like, I would be better if we had the same tools, but, I didn't want to keep skateboarding because it scuffed my feet up. But that's the truth, behind it. Literally, can you do an ollie or not? Can you do a layup or not? Literally, can you do a kickflip or not? Because it goes from an ollie into a kickflip, and I stopped at the ollie, and I barely got the ollie the first time. Your goal is a tray flip. If you can't tray flip regularly, then you're not a regular skateboarder. I can ride and do nothing else. And in front of people like Kayla, and Anna, literally, I was changing the way I was riding. So the whole point of this video is to let you know Isiah is there because his role is to call me out for being a fake. It is very important to know that where he got those tools come from a gang, but what's more important is how you took the situation, because ignoring swagger is criminally heinous. He was a juggler, a part of ICP posse, and he wore up literally wearing clown masks in school. Even though in arm wrestle we struggled about a little bit, but this is the whole angle, this is the whole rundown. So me versus Isiah went like this. I was popular for being a turf dancer in high school, literally the very first thing, and he was popular for being a skateboarder, literally, and having blue hair that he got from Hot Topic. Literally, he was the one that told me to shop for Hot Topic. He had gauge in his mouth, and he had gauge in his ear. He was a top tier, metal fan with a nose ring. He could do absolutely anything, and he had these purple jeans that he got from Hot Topic that was scaly like Cell, but they were, already recognized to be punk rock. Literally, so what happens, when I come to his house is he invites me to his house every single day. Literally, we end up getting lost in conversations. Literally, me faking we're smoking a cigarette down the street, and I snuck in. Literally, this is my last cigarette ever. Yeah. When I came over to his house on top of a whole bunch of cops, like a whole bunch of meatballs came out lunchtime, then I came over to his house and played all that black. So it goes like this, from the whole bubble where Court isn't coming, this and that, on the way to a part of the showdown when my mom was just telling me to be myself. Literally, like I came down the stairs with wet hair trying to shake it. She's like, Eric, you're not white. Literally. And then I'm all like, yeah, well you can do it. Literally, that's because I have a half white mother. And then later on, literally, when she got done driving me from home from Taco Bell at Isiah's house, she's all like, Isiah's a funny looking little guy. Literally, he has wacky hair, literally with skateboards and hella shit. Hell fucking yes. Hell fucking yes, I'm gonna build the Mama Chi-Chi, angle to my channel, literally. You don't get how much I had to learn from this experience. So the whole point of the angle with me and Isiah on Cartoon Network is there was this guy, literally, who used to do nothing but watch cartoons, and now he's competing with people in high school, and he's calling him out for being a fake, where he's already ranked in something. And I had curly hair, and he looks like a rock star, so if you go martial arts, it goes block, kick, block, this, snap, block again. It's crazy. That was my Auntie Lisa's favorite part of the story. That's the whole meaning of Fortress of the Gothic Vampires. What's the fight between me and Isiah? If you actually know shit, literally, it changes the laws of physics.
I have to get home and study.